Hello, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Edward Heim, and today's video is going to be an introduction to the expanded limited palette. I did a video once before on something I was using for a long time, and I did mention that I was going to do another video showing a better version of the limited palette, or at least in my opinion, based on my experiences and my knowledge of how painting works, I feel it's an improved version of a limited palette. So I'm going to do a quick overview. I'm going to show you the colors in the tubes, and then we're going to do another video separately where I get these paints out and we're going to mix them into some white paint to lighten them up. We'll maybe mix them into a chromatic black, see what happens, and we'll mess around. Again, this is an intro video to that. It's a primer. I feel like it's important to do this first before we get into the more complex video. So let's go take a look at what we're working with. Okay, so you can see there are a few different tubes of paint in front of you. So starting from the left and going to the right, we have blues, reds, yellows, and then more for information purposes, brown, and some whites. Let's put these to the side for the time being. These are the important ones to focus on first. So as an example, starting with the blues, we have Ultramarine blue and Cobalt blue. You can disregard the fact that these are Cadmium paints or Blue Ridge colors. The lesson's still going to carry through. Use whatever you're happy with. So Ultramarine blue is a blue that leans more towards red on a color wheel, and Cobalt blue is moving more towards yellow on a color wheel. What does this mean? This means that this Ultramarine blue is warmer and this Cobalt blue will be cooler in comparison. Here are the reds, same deal. So this happens to be a tube of Cad Red Light or Cadmium Red Light, and this is Quinacridone Magenta. The red light is leaning more towards the yellow side on a color wheel, making it warmer, and this magenta is leaning more towards the blue side, making it cooler. Up next, yellow paints. So this is Cad Yellow Deep. This is leaning more towards red on a color wheel, making it warmer. This is Cadmium Lemon. This is leaning more towards blue. This helps give more variation in mixing your colors. You'll get different purples depending on what blues and reds you use. You'll get different greens depending on what blues and yellows you use. And same thing for oranges, depending on what reds and yellows you use. There's a million and one colors out there. Do your own experimenting. I can only speak from experience and what works for me. By using these, you can mix almost every single color you would need to be able to make using sets of primary colors, that is. Bringing back these guys. I use one brown. I like this Asphaltum, a very deep, dark, transparent brown. It's just what I like to use. Works great. And I make my blacks with this, mixing this with the Ultramarine blue, and I do glazing with it. Very nice. And then I got the whites that I'm using right now. So Flake White Replacement, a replacement for leaded white, and then titanium white. This is very, very close to leaded white. The leaded white costs more. It's very nice to use. It's just I ran out and I haven't been able to buy a tube of that. But I have the replacement, so I'm using that, and it works great, and it's about a quarter of the price. This is what I'm using really to mix my colors in a regular painting session. I bring out the straight titanium white when I'm going for ultra intense highlights. That's what I like to use it for. I kind of save the titanium for the white, for the end of a painting. So let's see if we can get everything in frame here, more or less. So by having these color sets, these groupings, these pairs, except for brown, I mean, you can accomplish so much in an oil painting. And I bet, you know, you can carry the same thing to acrylic or watercolors, but I can't speak from experience, only the oil paints. I know it works because this is what I use. This is what I do. So, like I said, we're going to do another video where we open these guys up and we start mixing some colors and we start doing some demonstrations, lightening, darkening. And other than that, though, I mean, feel free to dive in and try it out yourself. As an artist, as a painter, you should be curious, always curious to try new things. That's how I ended up at this point. Yes, I have other tubes of paint that you can't see off camera. Just this would really be the most important selection here, I think, for these warm and cool versions of colors, these pairs that complement each other. At any rate, stay tuned, and we will be doing that other video in the very near future. If this helped you at all, I'd ask that you please subscribe, like, and share. It helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching.